we have interesting conversations these days. So my name is Jim Tarakan. I come from one of the most hated jobs on earth, that's called human resources. So I led that for almost 20 years of my life. I've at the moment taken a break, um, have a few things to take care of at home, and in between all of that, I am exploring a few things, which is a story for another day. Okay. Now, long ago, somewhere around the 15th century, the legend goes that the French were attacking Belgium. Hmm? And the French had loaded dynamites into the fort wall and they'd already set it on fire. The legend goes that a small boy climbed the wall of it and on it, pissed on the dynamite which was already set out for the blast, and thus Belgium was saved. Okay, and to commemorate that, there's something called mannequin piss, which is a small baby peeing. It's a sculpture that is there in Brussels, and it's an iconic one, very representative of Brussels. It's a small baby pissing. It basically means a small man pissing too at this point in time. With that story, I'd like to start off with what my journey has been around pissing off and pissing on over the last 44 years of my life. Yeah. So, we've been taught to pee, right? I mean, the male-bodied people in the room, we've been told when you're small, pee straight into the pool. Somewhere we're getting trained to either be a part of the fire brigade or we're getting trained to be a Robin Hood, right? Either shoot straight into that hole only, and you get it right. You'll get it right someday. And the other one is the fire brigade. So I studied in a boys' school. How many men here studied in boys' school? Hands. Only one? The rest of you studied? Two? Okay, so I studied in one of Bangalore's most famous boys' high schools called the St. Joseph Indian High School.
BBHS.
And that's not a boys' toilet that you really want to go and check out. Okay, so we have a lot of graffiti inside those toilets. One is it's stinking. It's a bad sin. But the graffiti goes that if you can piss above this particular line, then you qualify for the fire brigade. Fortunately, unlike the US, in India, we don't look at fire brigade as our first choice of employment, so we don't really go there. So given these two preliminary trainings in our life, somewhere, I think most of us try to join one of these two places very unconsciously, and we tend to make a big mess of a lot of toilets. So the gender neutral washrooms is not new to us, right? So if you look at the railways and the airlines and in our homes, it's all gender neutral washrooms. Nobody's written male, female. You don't say, Papa, you go only into that bathroom, this is mine. No, it doesn't happen. But having said that, in any gender neutral washroom, the biggest challenge is that they're badly used. And it becomes imperative in workplaces too, where HR people say, sir, that bathroom is so bad, we can't go and use that. So it becomes my job to go and tell people, please piss properly. Please. So I've been asking men, why? What makes it so difficult for us to get it right? After all this. So he said, so I've been telling people, please, why don't you sit down on a pot? Especially if it's not a urinal. And if it's a pot, why don't you sit down and use it? No, but we are men now. We are taught to stand up and pee. So the sexist jokes at some point in time is like, women want to do that, women can lift more weight, women can become pilots and all that. And somebody got up and said, can you stand up and piss like we men do? And I said, no, we don't want to. So with that, we actually mess up quite a few of those toilet seats. If you see a toilet seat down, please lift it up. That is if you have to still stand and pee. But otherwise, if you do see a toilet seat down, sit on it and pee. I swear to you on the masculinity pledge that we won't lose our winky down that toilet. That's it. The other bit of it is that you will genuinely contribute to lesser urinary tract infection to menstruating bodies. I swear to you, this is the truth. Now, the workplace. How many of you work for equal opportunities employees? None of you work for equal opportunity employees? Custom. How many of you know Malayalam? Okay, three of you. Any of you? You know what is custom? You know what is custom? Explain. Custom means that's all. Okay. So, in all the equal opportunity employers, one of our biggest mission these days, at least from the perspective of including LGBTQ spaces, everybody said, yeah, LGBTQ, J. But then when you bring a profile which is somebody who is intersex, or do you know what is intersex? How many of you don't know what is intersex? Put your hand up. Okay. Intersex are people who may have ambiguous genitalia. So you have penis, you have vulva, and ambiguous genitalia. It can be fully formed or not formed. Either way, they are intersex. Or you have transgender people also, well educated, extremely competent, applying for jobs. And the biggest question in the HR room also, what toilet can this person use? It's a shame when you have to look at yourself as an equal opportunity employer, when you have to decide to give an opportunity to someone to work for you based on the toilet they use. Agree?
Yes.
Fantastic. So in the company that I used to work for, where I've quit, I've managed to get a gender neutral washroom in place. Probably this is the second place where I've been able to manage another gender neutral washroom for anybody and everybody to use. Now, having said that, men, you have one more reason why to sit down and pee. You want to know? Right now, at this point in time, right when I'm speaking, my father is diagnosed with prostate cancer. Okay? And if you take 100 people who are above the age of 75, 85% of them will have prostate cancer. All of us are in the youth congress of sorts. Therefore, we will all walk towards old age, and we will also start becoming less able-bodied and more disabled bodies. Yeah? And prostate cancer will be a reality around you and for a lot of people that you will know. Some of your fathers, grandfathers, some of you will experience. The biggest challenge with it is incontinence. You know what is incontinence? That you can't hold back pee. And your bowel muscles also give up. So people who stand and pee, you're peeing and you're also having bowel accidents at the same time. It's a reality, and it's a reality that I am living with right now, as we speak. I have a father who is resistant to wearing diapers yet, so trying to see how I can condition him to it. But his biggest challenge is if he has to get up, he's 80, he has to get up from his bed, and if he has to quickly get to the bathroom, it's really hard, and all of these accidents happen. And for him, because he's been told to stand and pee, he finds it very hard to sit and pee. And the accidents are a regular thing at home. So before you all get old and it makes it difficult for you all to quickly get to the bathroom, learn to sit and pee. I swear to you, your life will be a lot better than standing and peeing and practicing just that. And now to you, menstruating bodies in the room. Sorry, you had all the fun at men. You think I'm going to spare you? The toilets in the railways and sometimes at least in the airlines is probably handled a little better, and some of the bathrooms too. Sanitary pads are just not. It just doesn't. The pot is not where it should go. It should go into the garbage bin appropriately treated. It blocks off. Lastly, sex in the toilet is a great fetish. Yeah, but use condoms floating down there. Not fun to watch. So handle it well, use the toilets as expansively and as well as what you need to do, but leave it in service for others in a way that it's clean and usable for everybody else. With that, I feel like a collector who has just been asked to inaugurate the newest washroom in town. Lahe now has gender neutral washrooms for you. Invite your friends who may be not in the binary too to come into Lahe. So let they not be here because they don't know which toilet to use. Have a great evening.